So you just bought Abiotic Factor and now you're wondering, what's next? Or maybe you were so excited to jump in and get started only to be met with confusion. Well, no worries. I'll be your guide as you take your first steps in Abiotic Factor. As you get started, I highly suggest playing through the tutorial. It introduces you to the basics of the games as any tutorial does, but it also introduces you to the story at large. You're more than welcome to jump right into the actual game, but you may be thrown off directionless, wondering where to go. Overall, creating a character can seem daunting at first, but I'm going to take some time to break it down to make things simpler to understand and get you started the way that you like to play. Each of the available jobs start you out in a playstyle similar to what the job title is. For example, the lab assistant pre-selects skills that make you faster, stronger, and able to carry more like what a true assistant would need to be great at. Each of these jobs pre-selects traits to put you into a certain playstyle. If you don't want to read the traits on the second screen, I would suggest reading the descriptions of the jobs and select something that fits your playstyle. Otherwise, you can select summer intern and choose your own favorite traits to build a character fit to your needs or desires. On the trait screen, there are 16 positive traits and 11 negative traits. You have a limited amount of points, and trait selections cost points. If you want to give yourself more benefits with some drawbacks though, you can always add some gnarly negative traits to increase the positive traits at your disposal. I personally like starting with Wrinkly Brain Meat for the 20% XP boost, heavily speeding up skill building in the long term. Decathlon Competitor for the immediate sprint boost and faster rates building sprint, strength, and throwing. And Light Eater to make gathering food a smaller overall task, considering it comes with extra woes such as taking out enemies. Overall, I think the traits help out in the beginning, but don't worry too much about creating the perfect build, because you will build XP as you play. Be sure to select long-term traits that will set you up for success and lean into the playstyle you'd like to play. For example, if you don't want to worry about drinking water as much, select Naturally Moist. And I would suggest avoiding traits like First Aid certification, since there isn't a long-term effect that trait has. Long story short, don't worry too much about selecting the wrong trait. Once you start playing the game, you'll find your own groove, and selecting the right traits will only just give you a certain edge in certain areas, and nothing too crazy that will put you behind. There are a lot of items in this game. Many are used in crafting recipes big and large, and some are on their own, providing a use in their own way. You do have a limited inventory size in the beginning, and an item weight system to worry about. I would pick up what you can and bring it to your base to stockpile any and everything. There are some useless items or parts that you'll grow beyond, not having a huge need for them as you get further along in the game, but having them available will help when you need to make that one thing. The overall objective of the game is to get out of this underground hellscape. That could be ambiguous at times, and other times super straightforward. I'd keep an eye out for the objective marker, find what needs to be done, and understand that you will need to explore. After you can get yourself out of the starter area, limiting you to the cafeteria with one boring loathsome scientist, I highly suggest finding a good spot to build a base. I recommend somewhere enclosed and has a source of power. The source of power is the most important part, and finding an enclosed space with limited entrances will help defend when attacked. Once you find a good spot, build that crafting bench first, and expand your storage capacity with buildable storage or by repurposing some file cabinets if they don't break on you. A makeshift battery and power plug will help in the long run, allowing you to work into the night and expand your crafting abilities. Desk and standing lamps will help when the lights go out, giving you light without needing power. They are a stagnant object and are useful for providing base light without taking up resources. A grill with storage nearby away from your crafting area is helpful, since a lot of the food in the game is radioactive before you cook it. Having a cooking station is needed, and keeping the supplies away helps keep you from getting irradiated. Collecting water jugs throughout the office is a great way to build a stockpile of clean, drinkable water for your character as you start off. Be mindful of how much you drink, because in the beginning your main source of replenishment is boiling water that gives you far less purified water than filthy water when you put it in. Garden plots are a perfect and low effort way to continuously create food while hunting the creatures can help fill that void. A healthy balance between the two will keep your character well fed and will allow you to only buy vending machine food in a bind. Once you've established a good base with a workbench, a bed, and some storage, explore. You have yourself the beginnings of a great base, and as you explore, more recipes will be discovered, leading you to create a defensive perimeter, keeping your space safe. Be mindful of where you find each of the items, as most of them have specific spots they can be found in. For example, each type of breakable crate will have the same items. You will see different crates as you go to different areas, so be mindful of what they look like. Duct tape, rubber bands, and paper can always be found in desks or cubicle areas. Patterns will help you find what you need whenever you need it. As you explore further out and pick up the right items for base defense, I suggest putting up some defenses to help keep unwanted creatures out. Some barricades will help, but are easily destroyed. I have found the most use out of shock traps. They work well at keeping things out, can't be destroyed, and have a simple recharge mechanic. A wide variety of traps will help with all the different unwanted guests you'll see lurking about. Despite the ambiguity behind objectives telling you to simply look around to find the right items, it won't be too hard so long as you look everywhere. Eventually you'll find what you need and get where you want to go after enough exploration. This final section is pretty short, but it's worth mentioning the skills. As you play, you'll see your character level up. These skills make the game easier, and at milestones you'll earn perks granting you access to heavy weapons, an arsenal of guns, and perks that make life easier. A good tip I can share to build strength is by overbearing yourself to the yellow portion of your weight capacity. Simply walking and running around will give you strength XP, hastening your strength XP gain, allowing you to carry more items as you move on. Running around everywhere won't hurt either, since you're awarded sprint XP for the simple act of running. And as your sprint gets higher, you'll zip around the map with no problem. Beyond that, I suggest just simply playing the game. You'll see skills go up, and if there's something you desperately want to be better at, be mindful of the tasks that build that skill. Some perks are extremely useful, while others improve quality of life. Either way, any help is appreciated. Abiotic Factor is a fun game to play alone, and even more so with friends to share in the pain of dying at the exact wrong moments. You'll have enough of them, but don't be discouraged. Grab some more healing items, build up your armor, and beef up your offensive abilities to crush anything that stands in your way. This game is very fun to play, and continued updates leaves more to play each time, and I want you to enjoy it too. If you have any tips you learn by playing, feel free to share in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe, as I have more first step tutorials in the future. Thanks for watching.